Leave for my Fyre Fest. I'm asking you to leave for my Fyre Fest. Thank you. I appreciate it. Leave.
I mean, I'm gonna hear it. Why?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. That's an extra download we get. Please leave for my Fyre Fest.
You listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, I automatically download it.
Please leave for my Fyre Fest. Thank you. And
Did you go a little faster?
Bye and see ya. Okay. On today's Part of My Take, we have our good friend Max Homa in person. Had never done an in-person interview with him. It was awesome. We're getting geared up for the Masters. Speaking of which, we're going to do a full swing review next Wednesday, so everyone go watch it. We'll have a couple players that were on full swing on the episode. We're going to do some Aaron Rodgers talk. We have Fyre Fest. We have Billy here who lost all his chugging competitions. Great Friday show for everyone. And it's brought to you by Omega Accounting Solutions. Attention small business owners. You may be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit. You are a responsible business owner who continued to pay taxes, employ staff during the pandemic. Recover the payroll taxes you overpaid as a refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Omega Accounting Solutions helps get back the money you deserve through the CARES Act. All it takes is a quick, easy, and free 10-minute consultation to determine if you qualify. Omega is a small business champion. We love Omega. We love small businesses. They're teaming up. Which team's dedicated to maximizing tax credits? Omega is. CPAs even turn to Omega for ERC guidance. Don't miss out on your small business tax credit. Even if you got the PPP loan, you could qualify. There's still time to find out if you qualify and file your claim. Again, $26,000 per employee is out there. If you are a small business owner, call 855-505-DAVE or visit OmegaTaxCredits.com/BarstoolSports now. Again, 855-505-DAVE or visit OmegaTaxCredits.com/BarstoolSports now. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take. Today is Friday, February 24th, and Aaron Rodgers has emerged from his hole, from his darkness retreat. We have 7 more months of winter.
Yeah, worst groundhog ever.
He has come out. He did it in record time. He completed 50% of his darkness retreat. So he said on the Pat McAfee show that he was going for 4 days.
Uh-huh.
He completed 2 days. That's all he needed.
That's impressive because he's due to make $60 million.
Yeah.
He figured out that he wanted to return for $60 million guaranteed in only 2 days' time.
It was either that or he went in there for one sleep and was like, yeah, no, I don't want to go to the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, I'm good. I'm coming out.
Jesus did for 3, but he was in there for 2, and he's trying to think of, I guess, what his future has in store for him. Trying to figure out if he wants to keep playing football. Spoiler alert, he will.
Yep.
Want to continue playing
Probably
football.
win an MVP.
So the report that came out from the guy, Scott Berman, who owns Sky Cave Retreats, what a crock of shit this business is, right?
Oh, my God.
The dude owns a bunch of trees and then puts doors inside these little trees. Aaron Rodgers lived like an elf. For 2 days. They put him inside, and it's a 300 square foot apartment. It's got electricity. He's got a queen bed, no light, a bathroom, and a meditation light mat. It does sound like someone who's just come back from a long weekend in Vegas.
Right.
That's basically what I do every time after a bachelor party.
Yeah.
It's a perfect scenario to really dry yourself out.
And I looked at it. It looks like a Manhattan hotel room. The ones that you get where it's like you open up the blinds to see the view and it's just staring at a brick wall next door. That's essentially what he rented. I looked at it and I was like, I would love to spend 2 days in here and just sleep. I could have slept 20 hours a day in there.
Yeah, it does seem like an awesome place to just hang out for a while.
Yeah.
Or it sounds like he was also just cosplaying as Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
Just staying down a little spider hole, hiding from the Jets, making sure that he's just in a right sound mindset. It would get boring after I think 3 or 4 days.
Well,
but like a good weekend in there, yeah, you chill out, you come out refreshed.
What I really want to know, so the article, it was hilarious just to see Adam Schefter's tweet where it's like, this is an actual thing that just happened. The guy who won multiple MVPs, has a Super Bowl, is getting paid $60 million to play football. And Adam Schefter tweeted, the room in which Aaron Rodgers spent his time is a partially underground hobbit-like structure with 300 square feet of space, devoid of light, with a queen bed, a bathroom, and a meditation-like mat on the floor. And it's just a link to the article. And that's breaking news today in the NFL world. And there's a couple things. So I read the whole article because I was like, what is this all about? It seems like a pretty good time just in the fact, like I said, you could just sleep the entire time and come out very well rested. This guy, Scott Berman, I would love to find out. So essentially what happens is he goes in there. He can turn on the lights. He can also leave and just walk around the woods if he wants.
Yeah.
So not much of a solitude like darkness retreat. The guy who owns it comes with food once a day and then provides the person in the solitary confinement, whatever, jail. We'll just say jail just so it's clear. He provides the person in jail, Aaron Rodgers in this instance, a thought starter.
Yeah.
And people who have been interviewed said that those thought starters, he'll just say like a limerick or something.
Well, you know who the person that they interviewed was? Colin O'Brady, the guy that walked across Antarctica?
Yes.
That's the guy that started the Everest equivalent.
Yes. And Colin O'Brady was quoted in this article, and it was like an all-time sick flex where he was talking about all the things that he's accomplished. And he was like, yeah, people think it's tough to pull a 375-pound sled across Antarctica, but they don't realize it's really the mental toughness. That's why I did this. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, thank you for mentioning that you went across Antarctica with a 375-pound sled. But I think I want to do this for a night.
Yeah, I mean, you're just talking about turning off the lights.
And going to sleep.
You're talking about sleeping.
I'm talking about sleeping.
I go on a darkness retreat every single day. It's a way that I've found to hack my body's circadian rhythms, to figure out how to get more in touch with the global calendar. You turn off the lights at night, and then you close your eyes, and it's fantastic.
I actually have this in my house down to the Scott Berman where my son walks in. He's a little troll that walks in and just gives me a little limerick in the middle of the night that's usually, Dad, can we get up? Mm-hmm. And then I think about it, and I'm like, no. Darkness retreat, done.
So everybody made the joke, like, this sounds like he's training to live in New York City.
Yeah.
Because he's in a 300 square foot apartment that's dungy, it's damp, it's completely dark, and it's boring. This is actually the size of my first apartment in New York City.
Yeah.
If you don't count the bathroom. I had a bathroom, not to brag, so I had one door. But it was about 300 square feet, and it was like partially underground. I lived there for a year. Don't feel like I got any more clarity about my life after staying there, other than the fact that I don't want to live in New York for the rest of my life.
Let me ask you a question, though. So you lived there for a year. Did you at any point say, man, I wish I could play football for $60 million?
Yeah, I say that every day.
Okay, so there you go. So it's complete.
So it does work.
So it absolutely works.
Okay, so if you spend like a good portion of your life living in a 300 square foot place with no lights, you're either going to play in the NFL or you're going to work for Barstool Sports.
Yes,
we have a lot of people out there that live in that lifestyle.
Yeah, the only thing was missing is the mice.
Yes,
because that absolutely is what he should have had if he's planning on living in New York City.
So why go to Oregon for this? Because this dude is acting like he's sold out for the next 6 months.
I know why.
Oh, legalize hallucinogens?
Yes, it's the psychedelics are decriminalized.
Okay, so that's bullshit. That should not count as a darkness deprivation retreat if you're turning your mind into its own playground.
It's actually, again, it sounds like a fucking kick-ass weekend. Oh, I'm going to go and sleep, and then when I'm not sleeping, I'm going to take mushrooms?
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
This is actually, they should market themselves as being the after party for a bachelor party.
Yeah.
Like, come to Oregon, sit here in my tree for 2 days. I'm going to give you food and water, and by the time you leave, you're going to feel fantastic.
Yeah, it's either that or my long-standing idea is that if we could ever get medical science to focus on the important things after a bachelor party, if they could put us into a medically induced coma where, like, when someone has a spinal injury and they bring your body temperature to like 86 degrees, I would love to do that for 2 days.
That's how I feel about the entire football offseason.
Yeah, just put me in that coma.
Get me to September, baby.
Well, this is football offseason because we're talking about Aaron Rodgers coming out of his hole.
That's true.
Like, that's it. That has happened, and he is. I'm fully prepared for him to go back to the Packers and win an MVP.
Yeah.
Because it feels like this is just the cycle that we're in, and he's probably going to be phenomenal next year, and then we're going to do the whole thing the year after, and year after, and year after.
He's also upset at the media for judging him.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you put it out in the media that you're going on a 4-day darkness retreat and only last 2 days in the darkness retreat, you deserve to be kind of raked over the coals for that.
I for one, cannot believe that Twitter and podcasts made a bunch of jokes about this.
No.
It's unfair.
I thought he was fucking with us at first.
Yeah.
I thought he was just making this up entirely, knowing that we would all make our jokes, and then he would be laughing at us, being like, look how I trolled them. No, this is a field day.
Yes.
For us. That we should be thanking Aaron Rodgers actually for giving us something to talk about this week.
Yes, exactly. I was going to say the only other thing, we had a couple other things to talk about. One is, hand up, we probably didn't do a great job of explaining the Alabama situation.
Yeah, that was gonna be my Fyre Fest. I'm retiring from commenting on active criminal investigations. Hand up, I'm gonna say it. The names were too similar. I messed up the names like 3 different
Miles
times.
and Miller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
That was
We had
that
a
was
lot
a
of-
mistake. Hand up.
We should
I will
clean
not.
that up.
I will not be commenting on active murder investigations going
It was
forward.
not Brandon Miller that said that there's a bullet in the chamber.
No.
Right.
That was Miles.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
saying it with his.
Yes.
But Brandon
But
Miller's
Miles
car.
was with Miller. They both start with M.I. I'm not a world-renowned educated person or good reader, and I fucked it up.
The car was also one of the cars at the scene of the crime was Brandon Miller's.
Right.
That was found boxing the other one in that had a bullet hole in it. So for some reason his car was there too. It's not like he's not implicated at all.
Right.
But he did not text him like the gun's ready to be fired.
In the story, so there's two things, Hank. One, spin zone for you and for this show in general. Alabama fans, and this is just sports fandom, they will read everything and find the best possible version of events to then defend their guys. Totally understand that part. We provided them some like big time fake news, like look, the media is spinning this the wrong way.
They want me to get sued for libel.
Right. So that you Alabama fans should be thanking us, because you can't get mad when someone just says the facts and they're like, this is a bad situation. Nate Oates has handled it incorrectly. That's not really like something that can be argued.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of a fact. Like his press conference was tone deaf and he had some stupid answers with the boys will be boys kind of shit. But you can point to this podcast and be like, these guys got it wrong. Look at what the media is doing. So you're welcome, Alabama fans.
We did get it extremely wrong.
Everything wrong.
All the details were wrong, basically, except we got the state of Alabama correct. Now, it's interesting because if this happened to any other fan base, then Alabama fans would be saying the exact same thing that like Tennessee fans
That's
are
how
saying.
fandom works.
That's
Yeah.
how fandom works. Like if it happened in Knoxville and it was a Tennessee player, you bet your ass everybody at Alabama would be like, that kid should not be playing for the rest of the season.
Right.
Like kick him out of school. But when it happens on your own campus, you read more about the facts of the case, and then you find the little cracks that you can use to justify why this kid's being railroaded a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that he's being railroaded entirely, but I am saying that like if you're a fan of that team, there's enough out there for you to look at and to say, well, of course they shouldn't put him out.
You basically get to spend a week saying, well, actually, on the internet.
And if he was
to us, mostly.
And if he was the 8th guy on that team, he definitely wouldn't be playing.
No,
we know
he
that.
wouldn't.
But because he's a star.
And he's very, very good.
And he's really good, they're
Scored
keeping him in.
40 last night against South Carolina. And, like, you just see it. If you watch him play, you're like, yeah, that guy's going to be an awesome NBA player. Hank, I
have another spin zone, too.
Okay, I disagree with you, though, on one point. I think we actually should do any breaking news, any legal matters Hank explains.
No.
I think that should be a segment on this show.
It is good legal protection for us.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Hank's definitely not going to get it right.
Yeah, right. Like, Hank, a breaking news happens. Tell us what happened. And then we just get it all wrong, and we go from there.
Yeah, I mean the names again.
You're a Roger Cossack. You're a Roger Cossack. You are our legal analyst.
I was doing some review, some internal watching the tape, and I was cringing at myself when I realized. I thought it was like 2 people.
But it was also
the Miller really.
This is one of those situations where we have to row together as a team, because you were giving us the recap and getting everything wrong, and PFT and I were sitting here being like, "Oh, that's interesting. Oh, good point, Hank." Like we're just as much to blame as you.
We're to blame for trusting Hank.
Yeah,
that's our biggest crime in this situation.
Yeah.
I'm not an active.
We can't.
I'm a post, like once the trial's done, then I'll report.
Well,
I think the active stuff is where I went wrong.
You're pre-law,
right? And we can't to borrow from Nate Oates. We can't control what happens outside of this podcast room, so we don't know what Hank is doing in terms of his law degree outside of here.
Yeah, Hanks.
As far as we know, he's a Juris Doctor.
Hanks will be Hanks. That's what we've taken away from this.
My other spin zone is I actually think this helps his draft stock.
Oh,
okay.
Go on.
Think about all the attention he's getting. Everyone knows who he is, and then after all eyes are on him, he drops 40.
Actually, I don't totally disagree because again, as we
I didn't know who he was before. I knew who he I knew the top. The projected lottery picks. I didn't know too much about him. I watched the whole game last night and was like, wow.
Yeah,
this guy is going to be great in the NBA.
Because it is, if we believe the course of events that his lawyer put out there, and I'm just saying, we're right back to square one right now. But he has not been charged with anything. It seems like he didn't do anything wrong. It seems like it was a fucked up situation, tragic situation, and his name is involved. He did answer a text with someone saying, like, hey, can you bring me my gun? He's like, yeah, I'll be right there. But either way, maybe that's not even wrong. Either way, I think the story, again, is how Nate Oates has handled it more than anything.
There's that, but there's also the aspect of just the student codes of conduct. And like we've seen when we went to Ohio State, we saw the teams have their team rules.
Oh, Urban was very clear, no guns.
No guns.
Yeah.
A lot of teams
made that clear.
A lot of teams have an absolutely no guns policy. That doesn't count finger guns.
And also doesn't count for when Urban was at Florida.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And if you're really good.
And you're really good.
No guns if you suck.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fair rule.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure that Alabama has some sort of policy like that, which they will choose not to enforce on Brandon Miller because he's really, really good at basketball.
That would be funny if Urban Meyer, when he was coaching Ohio State, the minute you get your 50th Buckeye on your helmet, it's like, well, you can have a gun.
Yeah, you get a gun. Just hand you one. Yeah. I'm curious to know, we got Billy. He's in a hotel room in D.C. right now with Doogs. Billy, you did put out a TikTok about how Nate Oates had sought counsel with some legal advice of his own. Is that correct?
Yeah, he sought out counsel from Ray Lewis, who had been in a quote-unquote similar situation.
Okay.
So I was thinking about this. Actually, not the worst person to talk to if you're discussing murders on a team, but probably not something you want to say out loud.
Well, Ray Lewis is a great person to talk to if you want to hear somebody speak emotionally for 5 minutes, feel better afterwards, but then not understand a single damn thing that he said.
Yes. And also, who was after him with the Hall of Fame speech? Was it Peyton?
I forget who followed him up.
Who just it was brutal for him. It was like shit. Maybe Ray Lewis went last. He just had the sweat towel out.
Yeah, I think he did go for. Was that Michael Irvin?
No. Ray Lewis had the sweat towel out, and he was going forever. He had the priest or the pastor, the big time TV pastor microphone, because he was like, I'm gonna be walking around.
Yeah, it's really gonna explore the city of Canton in the speech.
Yeah.
So he talked to Ray Lewis about how to handle a situation like this with the media, or what was the conversation about? Do we know
how to not have murder charges stick?
Maybe dealing with committing a murder after the fact, from a player's standpoint. I don't know.
It's basically so you bought a house. What now?
Yeah. Manslaughter for dummies.
Yeah, right. So a murder has happened. What next?
They should have talked to Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
He'd be a more appropriate person to discuss it with.
Yes.
I mean, by that logic, why didn't he hit up O.J. Simpson?
Yeah. He probably
really
was the
knows
next
how to get
one.
off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would say that would probably be the next call he makes. But we did get everything wrong. Brandon Miller is playing. He hasn't been charged, so I don't really know. I mean, it is weird that he's playing. It feels like Alabama maybe should have just been let's take a quick timeout. like a quick, maybe one game, just reassess.
Yeah, it's just a bad situation all around.
Right.
And it's a legally ambiguous situation too, where it's going to be very tough to prove.
Especially when Hank's your lawyer.
Yeah, Hank's actually
very ambiguous.
Hank has definitely muddied the waters enough to the point where nobody really knows what's going on in this case.
True.
So you might be working for
You
Alabama.
might get it thrown out of court.
Yeah.
Be like, we don't really know the facts. We listened as per part of my take on February 22nd. Who's to say what happened?
A little piece of free legal advice here. If you're a lawyer for Brandon Miller, you can say, well, the entire jury pool is tainted in Tuscaloosa now because the whole town listens to Hank on Part of My Take.
Right.
And now they all have a preconception of what happened that night, and that's not actually the events that took place.
Yeah, if you're an Alabama fan listening to this right now, you need to download, subscribe, resubscribe, and listen to Wednesday's show like a billion. Like that should be our highest listened show, and then we could actually prove this in court that we have led the people of Alabama astray, mostly Hank.
It is weird because it sounds like it's going to be tough to prove that a crime was committed by him.
Right.
Because it's not illegal to give your friend his gun.
Right. It wasn't, and
unless he knew that something was going to happen. But that's where it comes in, where it's like, how do you prove that he knew that something was going to happen? But then the car at the scene also adds in another wrinkle. It sounds like a nightmare, really, to be able to sort through all those details. At the same time, you can probably say, if he wasn't on your team, he probably shouldn't be playing right now.
Right.
I have a crazier take that might take some heat off Hank.
Okay.
Thank you, Billy.
People are forgetting that the boyfriend in the car also had a gun and shot back.
Right.
He returned fire,
So,
which is if you get shot at, you're allowed to return fire.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but so like his lawyer could prove in court that he may have flashed the gun before and everyone gets off.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're saying it was self-defense. But it's either way, it's a tragic situation. And, we got a lot wrong. So hand up on us.
First time for everything.
Yeah. We've never gotten any fact. That was the first 7 years of doing this podcast. That was the first time we got a fact wrong.
Mm-hmm. We're like Lenny Dykstra. We're 503-1 on murder cases.
Yeah, we almost got it. Okay, I have a couple other things before we get to Max Homa. First thing, this show is sponsored by Chevy. Football season is over, but that doesn't mean we're going to stop rooting for our favorite team. That team is Chevy and its franchise player, the Silverado, a truck with unstoppable grit and determination. According to J.D. Power, Chevy trucks have earned more new vehicle quality awards than any other brand. That's some serious hardware. We love Chevy on this show. We actually filmed some Chevy content that will be coming out in a few months. Get very excited because it's something very cool that Chevy is going to be bringing out. So make sure if you're going to be a truck guy this year or a truck girl, Chevy's the one you go with. The Chevy Silverado, truck with unstoppable grit and determination. That's just a fact because according to J.D. Power, Chevy trucks have earned more new vehicle quality awards than any other brand. Serious hardware, Chevy Silverado, the best truck in the world. That's a fact based on us. And we love Chevy Silverado, our wonderful sponsor, Chevy. We got some awesome stuff coming up with Chevy in the new year. Okay, other thing I had. We have big time mock draft movement going on. Hank's boy, Anthony Richardson, went from, I think it was like 100-1 to be the first pick to 8-1 to be the first pick. He's now been thrown around there in mock drafts. It's my favorite time of year to watch as the draft guys get involved and start clipping stuff and putting it on Twitter and talking about the draft. And you're like, wait, but I watched him play.
Yeah, there's certain guys. This happens almost every season where the longer they go,
exactly. No, I don't think he's the first overall pick.
The longer they go between playing actual football, they get better at football.
Right.
So this happened with, I think, famously Tom Savage. Remember Tom Savage?
Yep.
Pittsburgh quarterback, right? And I think he got he like shot up 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Over the course of like a 3-month period where he just went and trained with Trent Dilfer or whatever. Anthony Richardson, he's got a live arm.
He's got a cannon.
I've seen the comparisons to Josh Allen.
Ooh.
And I kind of like that, just like putting him in that discussion. In my brain, just when you link somebody to Josh Allen, he jumps up top 10 in my book. So
and
I've watched him play. Hank, you've watched him play. I would not touch him with a 10-foot pole.
All right, so pro Anthony Richardson side, cannon arm, can run, can make all the throws. The game against Utah was phenomenal. The game against Florida State, I don't think I've ever seen a wide receiver group drop more passes. The con against Anthony Richardson, it's something that I believe very strongly in. Show me a quarterback who played at Power 5 who was average, who then ended up having an incredible career. And I'm not saying the reason why I say incredible is if you're the number 1 pick, you should have you're projected to have a very good NFL career.
Yeah.
And so that's if we're talking about the 20th pick, that's different.
Brock Purdy.
He actually was pretty good at Iowa State.
He was okay, but he definitely wasn't.
I mean,
there's a reason why he was Mr. Relevant.
He peaked out. We still got to find out if Brock Purdy is
Tom
the
Brady.
dude. So Tom Brady is one that gets thrown out.
He was good though.
I would still contend he was good, and he also got fucked over because they did the platoon with Drew Henson in his senior year, where they basically were like, well, this kid's from Michigan. He's going to be the best of all time. Let's play him. Let's start a game where Tom Brady starts, and then Drew Henson will come in for the second series.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often.
It doesn't happen often. Like Daniel Jones is a case where Daniel Jones was average at Duke, and he just finally had his first. So maybe he will be the guy who goes on and has an incredible career. It's just, I think the drafts, all that stuff matters because at the end of the day, you do want a guy who can make all the throws. You want a guy who's faster than slower. All these things, hand size, we joke about it. I'd rather have a guy who has huge fucking hands than small hands. But the football you play should still matter a little bit.
There's the draft guys, when they get involved, they always just look at traits.
Right.
I'm just looking at all the attributes. They're looking at essentially Madden ratings on a quarterback and not watching as much. They don't put as much stock into watching film because it is football, so there's 10 other guys on the field that you're playing with. So there's variables. But he also he misses a lot of throws. He's got a cannon for an arm, so he can throw it, 70 yards. But it just, as far as the eyeball test goes, I should put a caveat out there where the Commanders are looking for a quarterback. If we draft him, I'm going to be. Oh yeah. I'm going to have to walk back all these things.
I'll help
you guys going to trade up?
I'll help you with that.
No, we're getting Lamar.
Yeah, I don't know if you listened.
No, he didn't. Hank didn't listen.
You
Confirmed.
Just spewed fake facts about Alabama basketball. That's all
you
you
just said.
episode.
If we get him, you'll be pumped. But you would have to trade up to number 1.
I guess at the end of the day, this isn't a crazy take that it's just hard to figure out what quarterbacks to draft because it is, and it's a very 50-50 proposition in the first round. It's more that anyone who thinks that only the combine matters is an idiot, and anyone who thinks that only college football matters is an idiot. Both have to matter.
Yeah,
is really kind of where I land. Where how does a guy go from go up to a number 1 in the mock draft with not having played any football in the last 3 months?
I'm gonna withhold judgment on Anthony Richardson until he does his pro day workout.
Okay,
and he has one really sexy throw.
He's got the Zach Wilson.
He's gonna have a sexy ass throw.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna be all in on him. Right now, I've already fallen in love with Joe Milton. I'm already circling him.
I mean, Joe Milton's got a hose.
Did you see that he threw an orange 120 yards?
I believe it.
Before the Orange Bowl?
I believe
it. They put him on the practice field at the end of the end zone, and they said, how far can you throw an orange? The man throws an orange 120 yards. I don't need to see anything else from the guy. I want him. Joe Milton's got an absolute hose. I like watching Joe Milton play just because it reminds me of when you accidentally mash the buttons in Madden too hard. Yeah, you just hold Y.
You throw a screen pass 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, Hank, look up that video of him throwing an orange. It's the most impressive thing I've ever seen on a football field.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big statement to me.
He's number 1 on my big board right now for next year.
Yeah. So that was the only other thing I had. I mean, there's NBA's coming back, college basketball.
It was a long NBA break.
You think so?
It felt long.
It
felt like Tuesday and Wednesday. I know. It just always seems long.
I did see that me and Big Cat had similar takes about how to fix the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
And tie it into their contract.
Yeah.
My idea was that you like the Nets on fire, so it looks like NBA Jam. That'd be sick. And then,
not the franchise.
Not the franchise.
They did that themselves.
2, what you should do is you should award the winning team. Every player on the winning team should get 1 year off their contract to become a free agent. So they hit free agency 1 year sooner.
Yeah.
And then that would incentivize them. I don't think that the I almost said the O word. The governors would ever agree to that.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't agree to any of these ideas because my idea was
that would fix it.
Yeah, the dunk contest should be the winner of the dunk contest gets an all time for the rest of their career. Like basically trade me to that team and it has to happen.
Or just give maybe the winning team. They all get no trade clauses.
Yeah,
so they can control their own destiny.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah,
guys would play. Guys would compete.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for the home stretch NBA, Hank? It's a lot at stake. Giannis getting hurt helps you.
Yeah, I mean the East is going to be a gauntlet. I think there's 3 really good teams, and getting to the finals is going to be tough. Hopefully, we play the Suns. This is when the Celtics turned around last year, so I'm excited.
Why do you want to play the Suns?
I just want to go back to Arizona.
Really?
Golf?
Yeah.
That's it?
It'd be a fun series.
I mean,
and I don't want to play the Warriors. Like I feel like the Warriors are the Celtics kind of boogeyman, so I think we could beat anyone else in the West.
Warriors have to scratch and claw to get into the real playoffs.
But I don't want. I hope they don't.
A lot of disrespect being thrown at the Bucks recently. They're on an 11-game winning streak.
I was going to say, Giannis having a wrist injury definitely hurts.
It's not that bad because he did start and score the first 2 games of the All-Star game.
Yeah, 2 points.
Where they treated him like a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yes.
Let him drive to the hoop and dunk it and then checked himself out.
Kevin Love on the Heat, it's not, it's a good addition for
you?
them. Yeah, it's not. I mean, they're already a good team. They added a great player.
What about we haven't done? I don't think we've done this yet on the show. Let's do predictions for the NBA Finals.
Okay,
Celtics Suns.
I'm gonna go Bucks Suns.
I'm gonna go Bucks. I want to say my Nuggets.
How do you guys you root against our friends? Blake of the Year is on the Celtics. You guys have no respect. No respect.
That's actually a fair point.
All right, Celtics Suns.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go.
You made a very fair point.
That's
remember
fair.
it next time you besmirch Jared Goff's name, Brooks Koepka's name.
What?
Yeah, no. Just remember
Everyone.
this.
You hate all of our
Josh
friends.
Allen. Just remember this. Joe Burrow.
JJ
Watt. Just remember this. Mr. Portnoy.
I'm gonna say Suns win. This is Chris Paul's year. I mean, Chris Paul's got all the ingredients there.
Damn it.
Chris Paul's gonna win. Congratulations to the Suns. You've got KD and more importantly Chris Paul. This is the time where he puts it all together for sure and wins a championship.
If the Suns do win, I think we should just, as a podcast right now, decide that we'll have Russillo on right after, and then we'll just pretend his internet connection's bad.
Okay, yeah.
So we can't hear you.
I mean, it's got to be. The Suns are definitely going to win, right?
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
They're definitely going to win.
AJ Titty's baby's coming out. She's going to be. She's going to be ready to go. I've been saying that we should get AJ Titty's on the podcast to do a deep dive into what happened in that hotel
How many
room.
dicks were sucked? Chris Paul's addicted to going to the NBA Finals.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it's not the Suns, I'm going to stick with my Nuggets. My Nuggets over Hank's Celtics.
Yeah, and that's the big, everyone's getting pre-mad right now about Jokic winning a 3rd straight MVP, which I think we looked it up last night. It's Larry Bird, Wilt, and Bill Russell, I think, are the only players that have won 3 consecutive MVPs. But people are getting pre-mad because they're like, if he wins an MVP and they don't get to at least the conference finals, this is a sham.
Mm-hmm.
What? Again, it's a regular season award. That's just what it is. Remember back in the day when they changed this probably the last 10 years or whatever it is. They would have the MVP come out in the second round and accept their MVP, and Dirk had to do it after he got bounced by the Warriors.
Yep.
And it was like, well, this is awkward.
Yeah.
It's a regular season award. Finals MVP, I'll say it, means more to me than the regular MVP.
Yeah, it's like the President's Trophy in hockey.
Right.
It's a regular season thing. Doesn't always mean that you're going to get to the finals. Doesn't always mean that you're going to win the finals.
He's averaging a triple-double.
It's insane. Well, Westbrook did too.
Yeah, but that was a little bit different.
It was.
He was just stat chasing.
I still like my Nuggets though.
Yeah. So wait, what's your final prediction?
I'm gonna say my heart's been with the Nuggets because I've been on them for like a year and a half.
Yeah, stick with them.
But I just don't see a way that Chris Paul loses.
No, but you got to stick with them.
Okay, Nuggets.
Because if the Nuggets make it to the finals, people will be like, but you got off.
Nuggets over the Bucks.
Because what's the downside of the Nuggets getting bounced early? You're like, well, I'm just a ride or die guy.
I'm sorry for believing too hard in my guys.
Right, exactly.
I think the altitude makes a difference. It's going to be Nuggets over the Bucks.
Okay, Jake and Billy, you want to do your NBA Finals prediction?
Celtics Lakers.
Oh, okay.
That'd be sick.
23 most important games in LeBron's career coming up. I'm going to be watching a hawk for that load management.
I will go with Warriors over Sixers, and the city of Philadelphia completes the superfecta of second place.
No, yeah.
What?
There's a 0% chance it's Warriors Sixers. And clip this. That's fine.
What about your hometown team, Jake? What the fuck?
Yeah, what about the Heat? Heat culture.
Obviously, I want the Heat.
Sounds like you don't.
What would you rather have?
It sounds like you definitely don't.
Jake, what would you rather have? The Heat make it all the way to the finals and lose, or the Sixers beat the Heat, make it all to the finals and lose?
I'd rather the Heat go farther.
Yeah, I mean, the Heat are, like, they're not. I think it's.
They're not out of it.
It's Celtics, Bucks, drop off.
Heat,
Sixers, Cavs. Cavs should be.
Oh, the Heat are 7 games behind Philly right now.
If you were ranking contenders in the Eastern Conference, would the Cavs not be like? I agree. Celtics, Bucks is those are the 2 best teams. Those are the teams that I trust the most. Little step down. The Cavs have to be mentioned. Hank, what the hell is this? You were a Cavs guy last year.
I know. I don't know. They got rid of their leader, their veteran
Kevin
leader.
Love. Yeah.
Hank, on your golf vacation that you took in Arizona, did you happen to leave your wallet behind in Arizona?
I did not.
Okay.
Nice.
That would be an issue for your sons.
Yeah.
I'm not rooting. I mean, I want the Suns. I've always liked Kevin Durant. I had no issue with Chris Paul. I like the Suns.
You literally just want to go on a golf vacation.
I do have.
When in the history of this podcast have we ever
now
gone to the location of the NBA Finals?
Now I'm switching back. I'm going Suns Bucks again because that would be funny if like the Suns clinch before the Celtics Bucks series ends, and Hank's like, I got my Arizona trip planned.
I did. I think I talked about it on the show. I accidentally in the sports book I was looking at futures, and I was looking at the Nuggets championship, and then I entered that, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to bet them to win the championship. I'm just going to bet them to win the Western Conference Finals. Accidentally did both for a lot. So I have a big. I'm just hoping I get in a cash out situation. Like I have a big Nuggets Conference Finals future, and accidentally put the same amount on the Nuggets to win the championship. So
oh no!
I'm just trying to get them to like a cash out spot so I can negate some of those.
Oh no! So you're going to be a big Jokic is a fraud if they get bounced in the second round.
Oh yeah. I need them to make the conference finals.
Yes.
Bad.
Yes.
Memes, who do you got?
Mavericks versus the Knicks.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, I didn't see that one coming. I like it. Though we got some. We really should have just figured this out beforehand and just had like every iteration and just said all of them.
Yeah.
So we could clip it. Maybe we'll do that as a social clip after. We'll just say every permutation. We called it. We got it. All right, should we get to Max Homa? Great interview coming up, and it's brought to you by, I'm going to say it right now, this is the best sponsor that I've ever seen pop up in the ad page, Chili's. I love Chili's. I've always loved Chili's. I used to do my birthday parties at Chili's. Only at Chili's will just $10.99 get you a bottomless drink, a starter like bottomless chips and salsa, which, just a tip for everyone out there, if you get the bottomless chips and salsa, the minute you sit down at Chili's, you order the bottomless chips and salsa before anything else, and you make sure that you get at least 3 of them before your entree comes. That's how you do chips and salsa at Chili's. You can get $10.99, you can get a bottomless drink, a starter like bottomless chips and salsa, a full-size entree like the classic old-timer with cheese, and a big old side of fries with the Chili's 3 for Me deal. Telling you, it's a feast, but a casual feast because it's Chili's, beautiful decor. It's $10.99. We're not talking gold forks and stuff. You can't get this unbeatable abundance of food elsewhere, whether you're getting fast food or picking up groceries. Head to Chili's today. Do it right now. I love Chili's so much. I hope this means that we're going to start getting Chili's for some of these gambling streams because that would make my 2023 that much better. I love Chili's. Head over to your local Chili's where you can enjoy the 3 for Me deal for just $10.99. 3 for Me deal for just $10.99. Chili's, one of my favorite places to eat dinner or lunch. Go check it out right now. The 3 for Me deal, just $10.99 at Chili's. Okay, here he is, Max Homa. Okay, we now welcome on a recurring guest, very good friend, very, very special guest, but this is the first time in person. It is Max Homa, winner of the most tournaments in the last, what is it, like
25 months.
Oh, that's kind of specific.
Yeah, you knew
It's
that.
What happened in 26 months?
It's like what was the old Kirkjian MLB stats where it'd be like he's hit the most home runs on Thursdays after 9 p.m.
Yes.
They fit me in. They like me on social media, so they make me seem a lot better than I am.
So wait, who won all the tournaments 26 months ago?
Probably Rom.
Yeah. Okay, so Rom's got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're on a hot streak. It's good to finally have you on in person. You are a good friend of the show.
Do I get my shirt now that we're all together?
Yeah, it's on the way. It's on the way.
Oh,
I think
okay.
we sent it to LA. You're in Arizona right now,
yeah.
so you probably missed it.
That makes sense.
We gave it to Kyrie. He was going to bring it out there.
Yeah.
And then,
Maybe it's me.
Are you going to go to Dallas? Yeah, you can pick it up there. Maybe
Yeah.
it's Max.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Max.
I like the hat. You're wearing the Positive Vibes Only hat. Let's start here. Do you think that you need us to stop being mean to you, or are we the last podcast that actually gives you the truth?
No, you're the only ones to keep it real.
Yeah, you're on every show now.
Yeah.
You're on every
I'm a
show.
slut.
Yeah, exactly. You are.
I'm even on the couch.
Yeah, you're on the couch. Yeah, exactly. We're going to need to see some ID.
That's weird that you know how that starts.
Oh, who doesn't know how that starts?
I don't know what you guys are talking
Put
about.
it on the list, Hank. Put me and Max on the list.
I just skip that part.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
But we're gonna keep pushing you because we want a win in Augusta.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's it.
Road to Augusta.
Is that it? Is that like if you were to pick one tournament to win, it's Augusta?
That's not it. I'll take any of them. But yeah, I mean, that and the Open are my two favorite events. But yeah, the Masters is special. Plus, I don't know. It's an interesting place. It's just like the city of Augusta has nothing except like Augusta National. But ever since I played my first 2 years there were like the COVID years, so it wasn't like a lot of fans. Was kind of dull. I don't think Tiger played one of the years, and then last year was like my first real one. It felt like, and you start to get what all the hype's about. But like I said, I'll take any of them. But that would be definitely way up on that list.
Have you thought about what your champion's dinner would be?
I have, and that's my problem. Is I don't have like some of these guys have. All these guys are so damn rich now too. They're like, oh, I got the chef from my favorite restaurant, and I'm like, who meets the chef at their favorite fucking restaurant? Like, I just eat it and then leave. And tell my friends about how good it was. So I don't know what I would do. I'm half Jewish, so maybe I'd throw in like my mom's matzo ball soup.
Ooh,
or something
that
like
would be good.
Yeah, I'm not sure how everybody would feel about it, but I think I'm gonna be a very boring. Everyone always does like a steak, a fish. I'm gonna have to call somebody to figure out what kind of wine is real good. I'm not really sure what I would do, but that's a problem I would fucking love to have.
It would be very funny if you served the matzo ball soup and like Fuzzy Zeller was like, "How the fuck did he get in here? What the fuck is going on around here?"
So you're like 50% happy that Kyrie didn't go to the Lakers.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
maybe 51%.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what did you think? So we're gonna run this probably in a week or two, but this is a timeless tweet. Your king, LeBron James, tweeting, "Maybe it's me." It's as pathetic as it gets for the Lakers right now. Do you feel pathetic? You should.
Yeah, I always. The funny part about like people today on the range, they're like, man, Kyrie like didn't go to Lakers. I'm like, was he gonna fucking fix us? Like, I don't think we're one piece away here.
No.
So no, it wasn't super devastating. Obviously, Kyrie and I have our background. He likes movies I don't like as much. So wasn't like devastated. But now it's exciting because like you just never know with some of these players. Like Pat Bev's on our team, and like him and Russell Westbrook seemed like they hated each other. Now they like each other, I think. So that's exciting. So getting to watch like the car accident. Like, I feel like this could be a car accident.
I mean, just give it a week.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
just never know.
And then I'm
the
sure
best
they'll
part
be
was
at
this:
each
it was
other's
going
throats.
so well.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck this, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
It's exciting for sure. I read something. I actually just Googled your name earlier. That's the prep that we do on this show sometimes. You just signed up to play in Tiger Woods' Monday Night Golf League.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can you walk me through what that means? I know it sounds like it's golf on a Monday night.
You, so far so good.
Okay.
Him and Rory are building like a small basketball court, like arena, where there'll be lives, like people like live there, and then it'll be broadcast live. So it's basically a simulator golf league. So I don't know who is doing, I think this company called Full Swing's doing the technology, but you'll hit and you'll play like an alternate shot. It's 6 teams of 3, alternate shot in the simulator, but they also have like the putting and chipping and all that. So I guess it's pretty extensive stuff. I wouldn't understand until I get there, but it'll be obviously mic'd up. I'm bringing some flavor in. I do believe that some of these guys are they seem funnier because everyone laughs at their jokes. Yeah, like I'm still up for debate if Tiger's super funny or I just laugh a lot. Like I haven't got comfy enough with him to like dissect. Was that actually a good joke or is it just Tiger and I gotta giggle?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because we do have to keep it real with you. Are you a little nervous because remember you like basically cried at the British Open because you got to stand next to Tiger Woods and then you missed the cut and he like bodied you mentally. I think I might have said some things leading up to it that
I whooped his ass at least. I beat him.
Yeah, so. You did, but you missed the cut. And we said that was going to be, you were going to let the moment get too big. So are you a little nervous? Like you're going to show up this Monday Night League with Tiger and you're going to become a puddle again.
I wasn't until you just mentioned it. So now I might need to make some phone calls.
Yeah.
That's going to be tricky. I will say though that there is no cut. Which is
okay.
That's good for you.
That's kind of my sweet spot.
Yeah, that's a perfect spot. All right, wait. So
can I give you just one thing now that we're in person? Because Caleb started this shit about the work-life balance. You never make cuts. I think I've only missed cut once in like the last. I'm gonna jinx my shit out of the Phoenix Open. Don't bet me. For like 6 or 7 months, and I still get the look at you playing golf on a Sunday. I'm like, all right, man. Like, I mean, I do it.
Listen, we're storyline guys.
I like it.
We just keep with the story. I mean, we're waiting for Gonzaga to make a Final Four.
I mean,
it's gonna be sick,
dude. I wasn't even born. I don't think when they made their last Final Four.
I still think Peyton Manning hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
like there's certain takes you can't get off.
You guys have. I listened to this way too often. As I told you guys, I was listening on my way over to the Josh Duhamel one. And it is weird how some of your guys' takes are like in my head because I'll be like, has Peyton Manning won a fucking Super Bowl?
Yeah, no, he hasn't. He hasn't.
Like, think about it.
The best, I'd say it's him, then Dan Marino. Best to ever won it.
Yeah. Wait, so, all right, the Monday Night Golf League, do you think Charlie will be there? Can you make an intro? He's a huge fan of ours. We've been...
I actually did see that. That was pretty cool.
We're big Charlie guys. We're like, Charlie's next up. He's going to come and beat your brains in. Like, just so you know.
What a unique take that Tiger Woods' son is going to be really good at golf. No one else has said that.
Charlie's going to be better than Tiger.
Yeah, better than Tiger. Better than Tiger and Jack combined.
He's going to be better than you.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh, okay.
Fair. Let's just get this out here right now because, we consider you a friend and we love having you on. But if Charlie... even like bats an eyelash at us, you're gone.
See ya.
Fine with me. I imagine that this Monday Night League, if like Charlie gets the night off of school and he's like, Dad, I want Max's spot. Like, I'll just be gone, which is actually pretty exciting.
And we'll caddy for him.
Yeah, perfect.
No, we will sell out.
That is your guys' caddy
Charlie.
spot, is where you don't actually have to carry a bag.
We just sit there and drink. Yeah, we can just roast the other competitors.
Yeah, caddying in an indoor golf simulator league. Yes, sign me up. That sounds
I need
like
you guys to do that one night just to see how many minutes Tiger lets it go on.
You're in the league. Get us on your bag.
So they finally signed me, and then first day, got one request.
It is kind of crazy what golf or dimpleheads, parverts. What are we calling ourselves?
Parverts. Yeah.
We're
parverts are good.
We're so in tune with golf. Like we discovered you out of nowhere, and now we discovered Charlie Woods.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you guys are molding the future of the game. I have a funny story about that parverts thing. Also, sidebar, pretty cool getting called a pervert every fucking week.
Well, you're
in front
Italian.
of my wife and my family, and people have to explain it. But I was in Nashville this last weekend, and this guy walks by me and he goes, "Hey, you Max Homa?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You want to pardon my take later?" And I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck that means." Yeah. and then all my friends were there and they're like laughing, and he goes, couldn't be the real Max Homa if you don't know what part of my take is. I'm like, no, I know what it is.
That's a weird thing to say.
And I was like, I just don't know what we would do about that. Yeah. And I was like, are you trying to do an hour-long podcast? Because like I'm fucking busy,
dude.
And then I see him maybe an hour later back on Broadway, and he walks by me and goes, "Hey," he goes, I realized what I was supposed to say. And I'm like, what? And he goes, "Pervert." I said, what the fuck just happened?
He owned you. Yeah, no, when you did Russillo's life advice, and you guys were talking about like hecklers, and you're like, I like when people say something original. And in the back of my head, I was like, hey, he's definitely saying that like all the AWLs just need to come up with new jokes.
The only one Joe can't stand, my caddy Joe can't stand when people just yell. Everyone yells, "Big Cat says hi," and it's not because it's the like what it is. It's like a very that's nice. Like that's a nice plain one. It's because
I reached out to every single person.
Yeah,
who says
so
that.
he always says that. He's like, it's the 1,000th time, and there's no fucking chance Big Cat told him to tell him hi. And he doesn't go on Twitter ever, so he'll sometimes ask me, like, did Big Cat tweet today, like, tell Max hi?
Oh, now I'm going to. Fuck.
That's fine. I'm not going to hear any more than I already hear.
I think with the pervert, we just got to keep hammering the pervert.
Yeah.
That is, like, to just get called a pervert everywhere you go.
It's pretty cool.
You have to have like an explanation. You have to have like a card to hand to people. Be like, this is why they just call me a pervert. Here's an explanation.
Here's an explanation.
Yeah, that's.
Well, I am Italian.
I mean, there's a really easy way to fix all that, and that's just to win the Masters. And then
Yeah.
everybody will just be like, well, he's not a pervert anymore. He's Masters champion.
Yeah.
Those are the two stages of golfing.
Yeah, I
That's what-
don't
that's what
imagine
saved-
that's how that's going to end.
Yeah. It saved Tiger's career.
I think I'll just be called the most perverted Masters champion.
No,
Well,
Tiger.
that- again,
yeah,
Tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah. That's fine. Listen, we're in the same boat. We don't bash Tiger anymore because his son loves us.
He clearly don't
So
bash
we
Tiger.
never say anything bad about
When
him.
you think about Charlie, is the direct product of
Yeah.
Tiger being a pervert.
Yeah. But we also, it's true.
I do have a kid, I guess. So
Yeah.
He's lining up.
You've proven you're a pervert. So you do actually maybe have to ask Charlie, like, does he like, because there's a theory that he might
Do you
like.
think I talked to Charlie?
No, yeah, you do.
He's like,
No, you do. Yeah, this is it. Can you send him this message? There's a theory that he maybe likes Pardon My Tape because we bust his dad's balls. So we need to know if we need to go further. You know? So
he
find
just
that out.
texted me back. He said yes.
Okay, all right. So yeah.
Push the limits.
You know what?
Tiger's a sex addict.
You need a rival. You need back in the day there were Tiger had like a 1,000 different
you guys might be
rivalries.
my rival.
We might be,
Yeah,
yeah.
we are.
Yeah,
We are your
Should I
rival.
throw a tee at you?
I bet on you, and
have
I root for my bets to lose. Because I'm like, do I want money or do I want to bash Max?
Bashing's more fun.
Way more.
I'm with that.
Is that like crossing a major line in golf? Somebody throws a tee at you. It's on site.
I think the lawsuit parts are definitely like a bit ahead of the tee. But I mean, I guess I didn't know. I've never had somebody throw a tee right at me, and he fucking rifled that thing.
Yeah, he
That was
did.
the sad part. The fucking video was so he just like
Yeah,
dropped
just-
it,
just, like, tossed
and we're like,
it.
I had to read about this all morning,
Yeah.
and this is what it was. But I think it starts with the lawsuits pretty far up the list. I put tees probably like. We're a pretty benign sport. It's probably still second place, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just way further.
The
down the
lawsuits
list.
on Thanksgiving and the lawsuit on Christmas. Like he timed that out. He might send you one on Hanukkah.
Yeah, do you feel lame not getting a lawsuit? Like you kind of suck.
Yeah, that actually is kind of.
You're
fucking
left
lame.
out of the party.
Yeah.
Like he's
Just
suing
one day I
everyone.
want to be like the bad boy. Like I want to. Yeah, I got subpoenaed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about
Throw
it?
in the
You know.
trash.
Or,
Yeah.
so they have rules. You have to wear pants when you golf. Can you wear jeans?
No denim.
No denim.
Yeah, they're
that real?
anti-jinkos.
Wow.
Because that would be really like wear some like serious like cool old school skater jeans. You're instantly street cred.
I definitely probably still have some.
Yeah.
When do you think people are going to turn on you? And will we get credit for being the first?
It'll definitely. Yeah, you guys will lead the mob with the fucking fire. It'll happen. I think maybe when I do, if and when I do win a major, because I feel like then people always start to hate you when you start playing well. Like you always get like a weird crowd of people who's like, no, that guy's not that fucking good. He's an asshole. And it's like, well, I feel like you loved him like a month ago, and now, so maybe that'll be it. But that will be another thing. It'll be cool. I'll be cool with people hating me if I had won a major and I could just shit on you guys all the time right
Yeah.
back.
I don't think
but I'm
people-
not sure. I'm gonna push the limit. It could be any day now. It could be tomorrow.
I actually don't think people are going to ever turn on you.
Thank you.
I truly
Straight
believe
up the
that.
nicest thing
Because
you've ever
no,
said
I
to
truly
me.
believe that. You are refreshing for golf, and you're fun to listen to. And yeah, you might do too many podcasts, but that's okay. Everyone has their faults.
You need faults.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I do think like I would imagine have you had like sponsors reach out like trying to get in the Max Homa business?
Yeah, but I tell them all the time that my fee back to the Pardon My Take podcast is just too damn high to be
Yeah.
accepting any more money.
Yeah.
So my checking account is closed.
Yeah. So, all right. So let me ask the question this way. When do you think you're going to get so rich you stop answering our text messages?
Never your guys', maybe Will's.
Okay. Right.
When I saw Will earlier. We're doing something tomorrow.
Yeah.
I already have I'm not going to spoil it, but I have an entire idea. It is going to be just one long running joke that he'll probably hate by the end of it. About,
oh, yeah. Well, he might not get it.
Probably about.
He's not.
Which would be better.
Yeah, no, he's
a football player.
Yeah, it would be fucking perfect if he didn't.
Yeah.
Do you get recognized a lot now?
Yeah.
Like outside of a golf environment?
Yeah, going back to just the guy screaming pervert in my face in the middle of Nashville.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When did that start?
Far too long ago, considering people, I had too big of a fan base for how not great I was at golf. So it would be even weirder to have people want to take pictures with you, and then every one of your friends be like, why the fuck do they want to take a picture with you? And I'm like, because they liked my tweet one time, back in the day. They too agree about some dumb shit I've thought up. So it's definitely growing, but I don't know. I still like to at least put myself out there a little bit.
Do you think that that's had an impact actually on your golf game? The feeling that you're super well known for being like the funny golf tweeter, and you're like, shit, now I got to actually get really good at golf.
My old running joke that's still true is I just always want to be as good at golf as I was at Twitter. So I'm trying to level those two out a little bit. So that it's definitely motivating. You also do get, I am lucky that it doesn't matter on social media what I do, people are always pretty nice to me, but there's always a few guys in there, of course, who will say some shit about he sucks, he's not even that good. And that is definitely a motivating factor when you write something very benign about hey, the sun is quite warm today. Right. And then everyone's like, oh, haha, Max, so fucking great. What a great point. And then one guy's like, oh yeah, well, you still fucking suck at golf. It's oh shit. All right. Well, I can either stop tweeting or I could just get better at golf, and I don't really want to stop tweeting, so I'm just going to get a little bit better at this game.
Well, I think you did it, it's interesting because if you look at your career and what you've been able to do the last 25 months, and nice. You are legitimately a very good golfer.
Thank
you are, what are you, top 15 in the world right
12.
now? 12. So you're 12th in the world right now. That's crazy. I think if you were that good right at the beginning, you never would have tweeted and you never would have shown your personality because golfers that are that good right away and they're winning right away, you never get to know them because they become so corporatized right away.
I also think comedians, a lot of them say they're depressed. So I think a lot of funny starts with a lot of sadness.
Yeah. So
most of my tweets started with just constantly having the weekend off to think, and then I would probably mask all the sadness with hey, how about that sun being so hot?
Yeah, right.
That would it would be oh man, this guy's so relatable. And I was, because I didn't make very much money and I had a lot of weekends to tweet. So I feel like I was right in the sweet spot. But yeah, I agree. I honestly don't know. Some people ask me what would you tell a college kid coming out about what they should do with social media? And I'm just kind of fuck, maybe don't go on it.
Yeah.
Because it's sad. The whole reason for it has been great. For everybody, social media is awesome, but there's so much of it that is just a cesspool of angry people. I'm sure you guys get this too, but I have never really had somebody come up to me and say anything that mean. And sometimes I have to remind myself, part of honestly getting recognized in public and taking pictures or whatever, having that happen more often has helped, because I think sadly you only notice the shit people say. And when I realize, I'm dude, everyone is so nice and personable, and they just there's fans of golf or whatever, and it's just man, that's refreshing, because it is weird. These people they look up to you guys, you guys are a big deal to them, and there'll still be people in there saying oh, Barstool's stupid and they only do X, Y, and Z, and it's just no one ever actually would say that, because they don't act. I don't even think they actually believe it. They just they have to be different and hardo. I don't know.
It's truly, it sounds cliche, but it's hurt people. Whenever someone tweets really mean shit at me, I'm this guy is going through something. I've actually reached, there's been a couple times where I remember there's one kid who was tweeting mean shit to me at 1 a.m. I was laying in bed and I was just scrolling Twitter, and when it's that late, you see the 4 tweets.
Yeah.
And I went to his timeline and he was tweeting really depressing shit, and I hit him up. I was like, dude, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not okay.
Wow.
That, and it kind of put a face to it where it's yeah. Like, this makes sense. Like, if you're angrily tweeting at someone at 1 a.m, you probably have some shit going on in your life that's not going great. So I have a little sympathy for it.
That is a good point. But it's also almost always the political activists on Twitter.
Yeah, that's it.
They also that. Man, that's nice of you to do that. I've never thought to do that.
Yeah, he did. I actually got him.
Get it. I mean, it does make sense. Most people, even in real life, like if you're an angry person, it's usually because like your wife just yelled at you. So you're like the yelling, whatever it is, the thing from How I Met Your Mother, the fucking yelling train. And it was just like, I don't know, man. I think it's a great tool. I think it's also like, I'm fucking 32 years old. I grew up on my phone. It's fucking fun reading all your guys' like tweets and sports takes from all over the world. Like, I love all that stuff. So it's like, I'm not going to get off of it, but it is so wild how people just decide like, this is the time. Like, this is the time I'm going to say some shit that I would fucking never say.
Yeah. Try to really hurt this person's feelings.
I think sometimes it's people that they need an outlet to get some takes off.
Yeah.
So they'll like tweet like, fuck you, Max. I fucking hate you. You fucking suck. And they'll put their phone down and go back to their daughter's birthday party.
Yeah.
And they're like super happy in that moment.
Right.
There's my therapy.
But then they meet you face to face and they'd be like, oh, Max, I love you. It's just like, whatever. I need to type these words in this box.
Yeah.
Hit send. It's going to make me feel good for whatever reason.
The Creed, they need to do the Creed thing. Like, all these fucking angry people just got to type it into Word and send it to Ryan.
Yeah, right.
So we could figure out the anger problem in this world real fast.
But I'm telling you that. So finish that story. I think I've told this before, but so BetterHelp's a great sponsor of ours. I told the kid after he was tweeting me mean stuff, and I DM'd him. I was like, dude, I'll buy you a month of BetterHelp. Go. And it was a success. He was like, he hit me up like 2 months later. He was like, dude, I feel a lot better. Like, I'm really sorry. It was like, yeah, we shouldn't interact like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, interacting anonymously online is probably not healthy for everyone.
That's actually really cool.
Now
you need to do it to the other 3 million people that
but it made me feel like, hey, if this is what this case was, it probably happens a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, you got to put into perspective that people are just going after you for no reason.
Yeah,
except us. We're going after you for a reason because we're rooting against you.
We're going to get back to Max in a second. He's brought to you by Pardon My Cheesesteak. Pardon My Cheesesteak is a delivery and pickup only restaurant brand. Brings you craveable cheesesteaks and loaded fries. We eat Pardon My Cheesesteak all the time. I had a Pardon My Cheesesteak yesterday. It was delicious. I had the original, the OG cheesesteak. It was cheesy. It was meaty. It was tasty. Bread was fresh. I loved it. I like putting a little hot sauce on mine. I like the Chipotle style as well. And the brownie bites, just trust me on the brownie bites. You don't want to get this sandwich without following up with some dessert to clean you up. Those brownie bites are legit. You can get lunch, dinner, or late night delivery. They're open 7 days a week. Love Pardon My Cheesesteak. Go to pardonmycheesesteak.com. Learn more. Order now on DoorDash, UberEats, Postmates, or Grubhub. Since launching in August, we're now live in 695 locations across 43 states, with new locations added every single week. That's a lot of locations. Chances are you're in an area that has a Pardon My Cheesesteak. Give it a shot. You will not be disappointed. Check out pardonmycheesesteak.com. Order on DoorDash, UberEats, Postmates, or Grubhub. Max is also brought to you by Curve. Are you interested in taking control of your finances? Well, let me introduce you to Curve. You can load eligible debit and credit cards into Curve's digital smart wallet. It's similar to Apple Pay, and you condense your full wallet into a single Curve credit card. Using your Curve credit card then allows you to get additional cashback rewards on top of any rewards that you're already earning on your other credit and debit cards. Keep those additional Curve rewards in normal cash, or you can convert your Curve cash back to crypto. You're in charge of your crypto if you do convert. Curve is the only credit card company that wants to keep you in the driver's seat with your crypto and allow you to move the crypto to your own wallet. You want to earn rewards in cash? Cool. You want to earn rewards in crypto? That's also cool. Apply for the Curve credit card. There's no hard credit check, so it's not going to affect your credit score. Go to curve.com/barstool right now. We're going to give you $20 in Curve cash. There you go, for free. Go to curve.com/barstool. Get $20 in Curve cash once you've downloaded the app, opened an account, and made that first transaction. Terms and conditions apply. And now here's more Max Homa.
We just got to stay consistent, because I don't want you to get.
I want you guys to be genuine and just say how you feel. And if it's mean, that's fine. If it's nice, that's fine. I would be so upset if all of a sudden you guys basically did to me what you're doing to Charlie Woods and just like.
No, you'll never beat Charlie Woods in our eyes.
What are we doing to Charlie Woods? We've been Charlie Wood fans for 13 years.
13 years.
Yeah, 13 years. His entire life. we have been rooting for Charlie Woods.
Do you know there is a Charlie Woods Twitter account, but it's obviously not him.
Yeah, we run it.
Oh, do you? Because it actually would make sense. It is fucking hilarious. We like talk shit about people all the time. You got to look it up after this because it is really funny.
You should start a Twitter account, Charlie Woods Goat, and just like put all these stats up about how he's the best of all time at his age.
You should.
That's not creepy, is it?
Yeah.
How old is he?
13, I think.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
You guys would know.
Yeah, Charlie Woods and Wembanyama. Those are our next up.
Oh wow, another.
We're on that.
No,
court.
you got to get on him young. You got to start.
You think that guy's gonna be pretty good at basketball?
He's gonna be the best of all time.
Really?
And I'm a Jordan guy, but I'll concede Wembanyama he already might be the best.
He's
of
the
all
best
time.
prospect.
Wow, I love that you guys are gonna be in my town the week LeBron breaks the scoring record.
Wait, what town?
In Phoenix.
Oh, in Phoenix,
where I
but
live.
LA, we're not going to be.
I get to feel your guys' sadness.
I personally don't care.
Yeah,
It's
I've
just-
noticed
he-
you
when
don't
you
care as
don't-
much.
He's a stat compiler,
right, and when you don't go to college, which is not something we should be aspiring for, we should have people get educated in this country.
Unless Charlie
what
decides
college?
that
What
he's
college
ready to make that
Wembanyama
jump.
going to?
Wembanyama, I think
He got studied abroad,
yeah.
so international education.
Yeah.
They do it differently in France.
Yeah, don't listen. You can't change the goalposts on me here. LeBron didn't go to college. That's why he has that many points. If he was studying, he wouldn't have that many points.
But I mean, it's not. Kareem was what, one and done?
no,
wait, he went all 4 years. Yeah, he went all
that's
4 years at
And
UCLA.
MJ, what? I think he was 3 years. So,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Isn't that interesting? And also, LeBron might do steroids. We don't know. Maybe make that the
Talk
headline.
about not
Max
moving the
Homa
goalposts.
asked. Max Homa asked, "Did LeBron do steroids?" That would be the headline of the YouTube.
All jokes aside, could you imagine if LeBron would have played like 3 years in college? What that would have looked like?
It would be awesome.
What would have
It would have been so much fun.
What would have been the coolest thing? I wish someone would do this. If LeBron had just gone to Akron for 1
Yeah.
year
Oh
and just
my
see like how far a talent like that could take
Yeah.
a MAC school. Like, imagine if Akron goes to the Final Four with LeBron.
They
How
beat
cool-
Gonzaga to
Yeah.
the Final Four.
Yeah, right. They get to the Final Four
Yeah,
before
that
Gonzaga.
would be crazy. I mean, even like, the Ball brothers, they went to Chino Hills High, and like, that's basically where I'm from ish. And so my friends would like, I've had friends go to their games to
Really?
watch like the family, and they'd be like, dude, we got here at so-and-so time, and like there's fucking 1,000 people for this high school gym just trying to get in. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been to the Drew League, but that's how going to the Drew League is. It's at this high school in Compton, and it's just like you would never really go there, and you show up. We went to a morning game, and apparently Harden, CP3, and Westbrook were coming through that night, and we were like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna stay for 9 hours. And we left, and the guy's like, yeah, you'll never get fucking back in this gym.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be so many people here, and it's just like crazy. So it'd be fun to see, like, not like Duke, not like Kansas, where you got these big arenas, to see like see what the turnout would be nuts.
Yeah. When do golfers peak?
When do we peak?
Yeah. Is there like a 17-year-old golfer out there that's got all the tools?
There is like an 18-year-old kid that's real good, Akshay Bhatia. But he's been pro for like, maybe he's 19 now, for like 2-3 years. It's getting younger and younger. They just did a stat on the top 15 in the world in golf right now for men. The average age is like 26, and I'm the third oldest.
Whoa.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I feel like for a long time, golf was like a middle-aged
Peaked in
man's game.
about
Yeah.
33, 34. I'm just old school, man. I'm a traditionalist.
Yeah,
I hit
there
my
you go.
stride when I got a 3 in front of my age.
You're building a sustainable game, one
yeah.
that you can play. Like, have you had to change your swing because you're like, well, I'm crushing the shit out of the ball, but I won't be able to do this for 6-7 years?
No, I think that's also why I don't feel old yet, is because like my body's hasn't broken down. But that's what's scary, is if these kids are that good when they're 22, and like I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, man, in 4 years, let's say I'm 36. I was like, am I still gonna be fucking like working at it like this? Because if I slow down, I'm already like scratching to like stay up with some of these kids. But
Stop
it's like
that.
a very,
You're 12.
yeah, but I work my ass off.
Okay.
Like I outwork the 20-year-olds. The problem
more
is
podcasts
that
than
they have a
Those
lead
years.
on me here.
But you got to think the mental game, because remember we had you on. I think it was like maybe 6 months ago, and we talked about like the changes you've made and how the mental game will like the last 25 months is a lot the mental game. Like that has to be an advantage compared to the young kids, because
Yeah.
wouldn't you say that
Because they're all so dumb still.
Yeah, right. But wouldn't you say during your 20s, like the mental game was, you probably weren't great at it?
Yeah, my mental game was just getting beers later.
Yeah, right.
Like, tucking that away.
Right.
Tweeting on Friday nights. That is an advantage. It's been interesting. My good personal friend Aaron Rodgers was telling me a couple years ago.
Sandbagger. He's a sandbagger.
Why does everybody care?
You said yourself that sandbaggers are pieces of shit and should go to jail on the Rosillo podcast.
I thought I said prison, but
yeah.
I don't remember what I was saying. Mental game's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wait, what did Aaron tell you?
Just like he was helping me one time. I was asking, I was like, how the fuck do I get better than so and so? And he's like, go find what they're not good at. Be so significant, like make that your strength, and then like that's how you'll like create an advantage. And what's funny is you get higher and up, and it's just like people don't have big strengths, and I can't like quantify how good someone's mental game is, but that is becoming like a thing. I'm seeing that like it might not be something you can put a number to, but it's a noticeable difference when I'm out there, when I'm at home. Like confidence does go a long way, and I think some people like just in life have that like fake confidence. We all know those people who like
Billy.
They say Billy. No. Billy's delusional. Billy's is like, he's like clinically, he was like, he would be like diagnosed with being confident. I'm not sure. Like, but like mine is like true because I've gone from like zero confidence to like some. So like I know mine's like a genuine confidence. So I feel like that helps. Where some people you'll probably meet and you're like, oh, that guy's so confident. And to the same thing as the tweeter guy is like, man, fuck, maybe he's not. And like this is him masking it. So I think mine is cool because like I do have a foundation based off of a bunch of shit of no confidence, hitting the ball bad, all this stuff. So like when I do play well, I feel like I own all of it. Yeah. I feel like I've heard athletes talk about that. Like when you go through swing changes, when you go through struggles with your shot, in basketball or something, like once you like have to relearn how to do it, if you can make it better, you start to know, hey, I'm doing X. I know exactly how to not do that or do that better. And that has helped me because I feel like I'm like learning all of these things, which has been like an advantage for sure.
So like in terms of like how your confidence and mental game has grown, is it as simple as bad shot, you're able to just overcome it right away?
A little bit. It's ever changing, but I would say like the general crux of the idea, I guess, would be that I need to put more value on how many good shots I hit. Yeah. And I think that's hard. When you play, I said this when I first turned pro, and what really like fucked me up for a while and like sent me down a rabbit hole was I went onto the driving range, and I don't mean like just one. It's like we call these like metaphors. And I went on and I was just like, oh man, I would see so-and-so hit a ball and I'm like, fuck man, like I need to hit it like that. And then I see somebody chip, I'm like, god dang, I got to chip it like that. I got to putt it like that. Like these guys are so good at that. But I'm looking at like the three guys who are the three best at those things. You absolutely do not need to be the best at every area of the game to be successful. So I'm chasing something that I know like that was unattainable to be that good at, honestly, but besides Tiger's the only person in history that's been the best at like 4 to 5 things in golf. Like it's super impossible, except maybe for Charlie, I guess, to your guys' point. So it's like now, I don't know. That's the tough part about like the youth come up is you don't know yet what great golf is, and then you start to play it and you're like, fuck man, I've been like, it's been here the whole time. I'm just like chasing something that's not really real. And it's helpful because it's motivating, but it's not helpful because it's not realistic. And you might already, if you ever make it in any area of your life, like you're already doing something good. Just build, like, be the best you. Push that as far as you can. I'm not gonna ever like hit a driver like Rory McIlroy. He hits it way further than me, higher, all these things. But I can do things within myself to get the ball in the hole the same amount of times he does, and like, that's kind of the game.
Yes,
It's a very healthy perspective. It sounds like you've learned that. By just knowing that all the work that you put in, that nothing that you're doing is a fluke. That gives you an advantage.
And that's hard. I mean, that imposter syndrome, like I have it 1,000,000,000%, but you hear so many people do. Josh Duhamel on your guys' podcast, like he's literally preaching imposter syndrome. This guy is a really good actor. He's incredibly hot. And
very
like,
hot.
And he's like, man, I just don't know if I could be an actor.
Right.
It's like I think they could just put a fucking picture of you up there for an hour and a half, and there'd be at least be a turnout of women.
Yeah.
That would be like,
And guys.
fuck, this is a good movie.
And guys.
Yeah, and guys, they'd be like, this is my new favorite movie. So I don't know. I think that a lot of that just kind of comes from like just a natural thing. But there's positive that it makes you work really hard because you're scared it's always going to go away. But part of it is like, you know, the whole Kobe Bryant stuff, like how we talk about. He puts in all these hours that when he plays the game, he can turn his brain off and just play it.
Right.
And it's like I do those things and then I get in the game or on the course and I think to myself, it feels different today. It's like, dude, just at some point, like my putting coach had the best, one of the better things I've had a coach tell me on Saturday morning before the final round of Farmers. My putting stroke, it didn't feel good Friday, and then it didn't feel very good Saturday while I was warming up. And I texted him a video. I said, does this look okay? And all he wrote back was, it looks plenty good enough to make a lot of putts today. Like, just go fucking putt.
Right.
And it was weird. I was talking about it today. I was like, it's weird how I needed that, but like I wanted everything to feel perfect and to be perfect. And what I've worked on with my sports psychologist that for the last couple months is like we've been talking about winning ugly. Like I'm looking at it as exciting for a day where my shit feels terrible and I can still be like, all right, I'm still beating your ass. And it's like, that's fun, but I've never been good at that because I think, you know, in the back of my mind, oh, it's a fluke. Like today's the day, it's gone. It's over. It's gone forever. Yeah. And like catching yourself doing that, that would be the confidence to be like, okay, I heard myself say it. She always tells me, she's like, thoughts can be thoughts and they can just move away. But if I catch that thought and I'm like, oh no, it's like, no, you don't just, that's your crazy side saying that's the asshole tweeting the thing at you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to fucking take any stock in it.
You just explained why your mental game has become like gone so far is like that thought of I can win this without feeling perfect.
You need to know that because we all have bad days where it's like you can still go out there and do your best that day, and then usually the next day you feel better, and it's you start to feel back to normal. But I mean, every day, shit. Like some days with my kid, I'm like off, and it's just like I like grab him for the diaper. I'm like doing things out of order, and I'm like I don't put stock into it because it's.
Right.
It feels more mindless.
Right.
But when you're doing your own thing, it's like it gets scary, but it's also I think why some people make it and why some people don't is like self-awareness to me in sports especially is a big deal because you need to be in your head without fucking up your head.
That's a great message.
It's very profound. We're going to distill this all down to Max Homa credits Aaron Rodgers for fixing his golf swing.
Perfect.
Yeah, a felon.
He'd throw
You're
another
going to jail with him.
He'd throw a different type of tee at you.
Yeah.
If you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Do you?
Would you ever take ayahuasca? Like, let's say you had the yips. Are we allowed to use the Y word? I don't know.
I don't know.
A
You
bad thing?
just got
Yeah.
fucking
If you get the yips, would you take ayahuasca to fix it?
Does it fix it?
Probably.
Dude,
Then fuck yeah.
You know what? If you ever get the yips, here's what we can be your sports psychologist for a second. If you ever get the yips, just think about how much we'll be laughing at you.
Yeah.
And that will get you out of it. Because if you got the yips, oh my God, it would be
Yeah,
I would be like it would be like cancel all my plans.
Tough day for me.
I have to sit here and watch Max have the yips.
That'd be a tough day for me. I would immediately call you and say, "Could I have Billy's job? I'm out."
Yeah. I think that's when Billy tweets the very disturbing animal video.
Yeah, that's what I
Just to
needed.
shock you out of it.
Punch me right in the
Yes.
face. You'd see me walking on the fairway. I'd look at the video right before I hit every shot.
Yeah. No, that's the Harambe video. That's when he drops that.
Yeah. Oh,
He's been waiting. Yeah.
another banger.
Holstering it.
How many times have you done ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca 0 times.
Oh.
I don't think I ever would. It scares me actually.
You don't look like you'd be scared of it.
I'm 100% scared of ayahuasca.
He's not a drug
'cause
guy.
I'm not a drug guy.
Yeah.
I ate cardboard in Qatar. That's as close as I'll come to taking ayahuasca.
How was that high?
It was actually a really, really awful time to choose to do acid for the first time. You're in a foreign country where drug use is like punished by beheading. You're around 70,000 strangers. Your phone doesn't work, and you're being videotaped.
And you can't watch the football game.
Yeah, and I couldn't watch the Bills game. That checks off. That checks off like the entire. That's a clean sweep of places that you don't want to be when you're doing.
For
acid
not
for
a
the first
drug
time.
guy, It seems like you have to go out of your way to do something so dumb.
Well, I am not actually a drug guy. It just so happens that every time I do hard drugs, it's on camera.
So I do my hard drugs off camera.
Yes.
So that's why I can skirt it.
So I'm like, I've been unfairly, but yet quite fairly pegged as the drug guy.
Yes.
You get it, but it's not you.
Yeah. I do have an actual golf.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead.
You don't have to do it on camera, man.
Yeah, that's true.
But it'd be a lot cooler if I did.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I have a serious golf question for you. Can you give us
sure.
your top 3 fifth majors?
Yeah. The Genesis Invitational, the Farmers Insurance Open, and the Fortinet Championship.
Oh, why'd you pick those 3? I'm curious.
Oh, shit. Man, I got a lot of majors.
Yeah, you got a shitload of majors.
Guess we can stop joking about that one now, huh?
Yeah.
That's the Max Slam.
Clear, yeah, that is.
You win 3.
I dare somebody to not only play in all 3 of those, but win all of them.
You're probably the only person to win those 3 tournaments in was that a calendar year or was that
Fuck no.
25 months.
25 months?
25 months. Yeah, that'll be that might be my new running joke.
Yeah, just
if you
25
can win
months.
those 3 in 25 months.
Yeah. Elite
Fuck,
company.
man, that's the slam. I'll get you a jacket.
Yeah. Do you need tips for the U.S. Open after I shot a 72 at
Yeah.
Shinnecock?
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive.
It was really impressive.
Yeah.
People always tweet at me that it's fucking not real.
It's crazy. It's
Like,
crazy. Well, you know what it is?
I responded to yours the other day and they're like, he didn't do that. I'm like, how? No, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I don't know why
the
you would
haters.
immediately but talk about haters. They just can't admit it.
Here's the problem. I post all my scores every time real. People thought it was fake because 2 weeks later I shot a 136.
Yeah, but
and they're like,
we just talked about good days and bad days.
right. I watched one YouTube video, screwed me up.
Yeah.
60 strokes.
Dude, I did the same thing. I've literally done the day after the Farmers, I went and played golf and I shot 140.
Right.
And I just shot 66 the day before. It's just the fucking wind kept screwing with me and I didn't have my caddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens.
Another serious golf question. What's your favorite club? It's hard-hitting shit.
Shit, Hakkasan's pretty fun.
TJ?
I got a 7-wood, and it's my favorite because I love hitting it, but it's also funny because most people are like, why the fuck would anybody have a 7-wood? It's like, that's used to be back in the day for like the old men.
Yeah.
But it's made a revival in this game, so I like it for both the practicality of it and for the content.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
All right, so I have one last question. Rowback question, promo code TAKE. I know you wear Rowback on the course, even though it's not your sponsor. RHOBACK.com, promo code.
Or 2 shirts.
Yeah, or 2 shirts. Promo code TAKE, 20% off. Joggers, polos, Q-zips, everything. What are we realistically thinking about Augusta this year? I'm going to make a bet on you. I think you're like 33-1 right now. Kind of disrespectful.
Oh, I was going to say that was really fucking nice.
No, that was disrespectful. I was like, damn, that's disrespectful. Are we feeling confident? Did you make the cut last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember we almost had the cut slam.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That's right. You did. But then Tiger bodied you because you just were like a little baby just crying.
Quick side on that. He played behind me on Sunday, and I finished, and he beat me by 1. And there was like a long walk from like 18 to scoring, and I was there with my family, and I turned around because Tiger's walking up, and it was the biggest limp I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, fucking, that guy just beat me, man. I was like,
yeah.
And then
Well, it wasn't a real limp.
No, it was fucking accurate.
It was Big Ben.
No. But yeah, so realistically this year for the Masters, I will say I mean, you can never know if you're just going to show up for 1 week and win it, but I am confident. I've had a pattern throughout my career of like being a slow learner. And as much as it was like a funny joke and I indulged in the joke, making the cut in it and making the cut in a couple others for the year, like getting the taste of what 4 rounds in a major feels like, at the PGA where I did play well. There was a part on the back 9 where I thought if I like went full blackout, like I could sneak up to like the top of the leaderboard and at least play some of those holes down the stretch with like some kind of major pressure. Like I do think it helped. The Augusta fits my game. It is just it's a big like spot to be in.
Okay,
like,
you got this.
It's a big spot, but I do feel comfortable. My golf game will be there.
Yes.
I know that. So I just have to go make sure that I do the little things right that week. But again, part of it, like I said, I'm just a fucking slow learner. So I just needed 4 rounds.
All right, I'm picking up what you're saying. We're going to go top 10 this year. So we'll bet top 10, not win.
I think
Got it.
I think if Max
I understand.
if Max plays his best golf, and
No one beats him.
John Rahm plays like his worst golf,
And Charlie Woods can't eligibly be in the tournament yet.
yeah, I think you can definitely win. Would you say that at your best, peak max to the max, you could win at Augusta?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so just do that.
Yeah, do that. Was that so hard?
Why are you paying
man,
this
you just figured it
psychologist?
out.
You just won right now. Yeah. You
I think
just
I'm
won the
fire
tournament.
my psychologist.
Yeah, green.
We never
green
even
jacket,
mentioned that
baby.
one.
Yeah, no, listen, let us be the first to congratulate Max Homa on his Masters championship.
Thank you, guys. What are we having for dinner? Matzo ball soup, baby.
I love
There
it.
we
We
go.
got that thing ready.
All right, well, Max, thank you. I think you're going to roast some golf swings right now.
Hell yeah.
Best of luck. We're rooting for you, genuinely. So we'll say the nice thing right now. I am
Okay.
genuinely rooting
Thank
for you. I genuinely like you as a person and consider you as a friend. And then we'll cut that part. And Max, you're not making any cuts this year,
Oh,
bro.
I have one request.
Yeah.
Do we have the lottery ball thing here?
No.
We don't. We
Okay,
already did it.
Can
for-
We'll FaceTime you next time we're in studio. And
just
you get,
keep the number 25 running, and I want it to be Hank. I want
Okay,
25
all right.
to hit before Hank hits
You're
it.
going to beat him.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
so excited.
Okay, awesome.
I'm worried for you guys. You guys can.
No,
you can cut it
no.
here.
25.
Yeah.
25. You're
We
going to
got
win.
it.
You get cash.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I don't want the.
No. We'll add it to your career earnings.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, 23 million.
Oh, wow.
God damn it, Jake.
Yeah, this will be perfect.
Yeah.
Jake, no, this is coming out like 2 weeks from now.
I just won on accident.
Just won by accident. All right, so for people who understand, we taped the lottery ball machine for 2 weeks because we're not in the office. Max has no idea because we taped it just between us. We didn't say anything. He just said he wants 25. In 2 episodes from now, 25 will be revealed as the number. You
Do you
won
see
by
how
accident.
fucking easy that is? God, you know any hard games?
25. There it is, right there.
Wow.
February 12th, 25. Super Bowl Sunday. Idiot.
You won the Super Bowl lottery machine.
Yeah.
That's the
Holy
biggest
shit.
one of all.
In the biggest spot possible.
By
Hank.
accident. All right, thank you so much, Max.
Max Homa was brought to you by Pringles. If your hand is currently stuck in a Pringles can, don't worry about it. It happens to the best of us. Judges, game show contestants, ceramicists, the top realtor in Southeast Houston. It even happened to your dad. If getting stuck in happens to all these people, you shouldn't feel bad when it happens to you. After all, it's flavor worth getting your hand stuck in a can for. And if you're not stuck in a Pringles can yet, don't worry about that either. With so many delicious flavors, it's only a matter of time before you get stuck in too. Pringles, get stuck in. I love sour cream and onion. I love ranch. I love original. I like the pizza flavor. In Mexico, they had a habanero Pringles. You can stock up on Pringles to experience the worth it risk for yourself. Visit Pringles.com.
Okay, Fyre Fest of the week. I think everyone's excited to hear this one. We have Billy and Doogs. If you don't know Doogs, I would say Doogs is a quick organizational chart at Barstool. He's probably the 9th most important employee we have. I love Doogs. He's a ride or die guy. Doogs was tasked with being in charge of Billy for his free beer outing. So usually we start with Hank, but I think we have to start Fyre Fest this week with Billy and Doogs. So is there a Fyre Fest?
Besides the bad beat we had last night, not really. And I lost a bunch of beer chugging contests.
Yeah, what was the bad beat? Just so we were...
So if you didn't know, the PLL Championship Series is going on right now. In the first night of games, we watched the scrimmages. We were probably the only reporters who watched the scrimmages and also gave picks. And we won the first game. We had the Atlas in the first game, and then we had the Chrome in the second game. We put out a parlay and straight picks for the Atlas and Chrome. And the Atlas won big, and we were riding high, and we just needed the second leg of the parlay. And then the Chrome went up by like 10 goals in the second game. But then in overtime,
7.
Unfortunately, they lost by 1 goal. They tied it up.
So
The Archers tied it up with like 10 seconds left.
yeah,
Yeah, they blew a 10-goal lead.
Yeah.
10 goal lead, 7. What Jake said. So let me get this right. Are you guys telling me that your plan to break Vegas with the PLL Championship Series didn't work out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I thought you guys
never saw
had
this
it.
coming.
Also, Billy's talking like he was watching the scrimmages and was getting like inside information. He was looking at his phone the entire time.
Oh, no.
We were looking up statistics and making content.
Uh-huh.
So we were
Okay.
watching the scrimmages.
Yeah, you were looking up statistics and making content. You were on your phone the entire time instead of being present. You're such a Gen Z. You're such a Zoomer, Billy.
So,
I'm a Zoomer.
all right, so Billy, you kind of buried the lead there. You went 0-3 in chug-offs. Terrible performance to not even get one single dub. Doogs, how was Billy entertaining clients at this function?
He was really good at entertaining clients. I mean, I'll give him his part there. I lost him for a little bit throughout the night, which got me a little nervous where he was. But he was just doing chug-offs with the AWLs. I think one thing about
working.
the AWLs, if someone that's an AWL comes up to you and they look like they're husky and they're like, Billy, I want to do you in a chug-off, they're probably going to win.
Yeah.
And they know they're going to kick his ass in the chug-off.
I like how you phrase that, too. Billy, I want to do you in a chug-off.
Yeah.
Well, Billy,
Dude, I mean,
we tried to do a beer for every goal, like the Wade Boggs challenge. And I think like 3 minutes into the game, it was like 5-4. And
yeah.
I was responsibly mangled.
I saw that.
Wait, did you guys hold on? So you guys were gonna break Vegas, but you didn't realize they score in lacrosse?
no. Well, look, the new PLL Championship Series 6 is actually, I think, like the best lacrosse product I've ever seen. Like, I
Okay.
think it's gonna replace the regular rules.
This
I
is
think
so Billy
because
to
it's
like
just-
see one thing and be like, this is the future. Everything's
Yeah,
going to be
it
shifted.
is. Like, you guys would enjoy watching it. There's
I'm sure,
tons
yeah.
of goals. We didn't know it's like all transition. It's more like basketball in like the offensive play style. And basically, we were like, okay, we're gonna drink a beer for every goal that gets scored. And then literally, there were 90 goals scored, 45 in each game. All the overs that were posted were just destroyed. And it was awesome. And that's kind of how we were gonna go after it. So we can only drink a beer for every 5 goals.
I get that, but also in lacrosse, there's a lot of goals that get scored. So a typical lacrosse game, what's like an average score, Jake?
12-11.
I'd say there's like 20 total goals in a normal game,
Yeah.
give or take. In this format, it's going to be double. You'll probably see each side score around 20.
So when Billy came up with this challenge, it was under the presumption that you would have to drink 40 beers in like 2 hours, which is also not realistic. I'm curious.
The beers weren't full-size beers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's
Some would-
another caveat. They're probably like 10 ounces.
Some would say that's an asterisk then. You should have put
The one
an
thing that
asterisk
Billy's
next
like-
to every single tally mark.
Yeah. And like with Billy, when he's talking about like the new lacrosse, it's for like the casual fan. There's obviously a lot of goals. So I don't really know how much insight he's giving. Like, it was just cool to drink beers and we were pretty drunk and then watching a lot of people score goals. I was like,
Yeah.
this is awesome. I have a simple brain. I like beers. I like goals. Like, this is great.
They were shelling the goalies.
Billy,
I'm
did
like
you,
concerned about goalie safety.
They're like if Beavis and Butthead went to private school.
yeah, to choke. Billy, did you delete your tweets like calling your shot that this was going to revolutionize lacrosse? I'm trying to find it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
because
the tweet. Okay, so the tweet was essentially like, listen up, if you've never watched lacrosse before, this new Champions League lacrosse will be the best lacrosse you've ever seen, and it will blow your mind. It's like, wait, but this hypothetical is I've never watched lacrosse before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there was another reason why you deleted that tweet.
It's like if you've never seen lacrosse, this will be the sickest lacrosse.
He said it.
Let's
on
just
last
say like
podcast.
Virginia liquor license laws and certain terminology need to be deleted.
Got it. Okay. Somehow Billy finds his way tangled up with the law everywhere he goes. So overall, how drunk was Billy Doogs?
We were pretty deep, but
I asked Doogs.
He was. I've seen him worse.
Okay.
So like,
Well,
I've
all right,
seen
so
him
what-
entertain his clients at the very best, and he wasn't quite there. I would give him like a B plus.
All right. So
Room to grow.
side note, what was he like when you've seen him worse?
No, yeah, it was pretty. Like, he was just chugging whiskey the last time I saw him.
Okay. All right. Okay.
This time he was just doing beers.
Respect.
What about the beer pong? Did you guys play the giant beer pong?
That
yesterday?
was the funniest part. Is that he was clamoring for this beer pong tournament. Like in the meetings that we had, they were like, "What should we do to get fans to come to the beer section?" He's like, "I think we should really get like a beer pong tournament. Like people would love
It's like
a
an
beer pong
SNL
tournament."
sketch.
They'd move on to like the next part of the meeting. He's like, yeah, but like back to like the beer pong tournament.
I would have put a pin on beer pong.
I'll take notes on this meeting, and then you just look at his paper after. It just says beer pong.
And then the guy that set up the whole thing, we see him at the end of the night. He's like, "Did you guys enjoy the beer pong?" Billy's like, "Nope, didn't even play it."
Oh, come on, Billy.
No, but there's cornhole. You could throw bags, and there was like big beer pong buckets where you could like shoot on like it's different than table pong. But really, the best part was the seating and the beer garden. Like if you're gonna go to the PLL event, definitely get a ticket to the Bar Down Beer Garden because it is awesome. Like you're basically like right on the field, and you feel VIP, and you can drink like you're not a VIP. So like, it's great.
What else do you guys have planned? Are you gonna do any sightseeing?
Yeah. He keeps mentioning. He's like, "Do you want to go to the Capitol?"
I've never been there.
Again?
No, I've never been there. I want to see it for the first time.
He's asked me like on the car ride up alone. He asked me like 7 times. Like, how funny of a bit would it be if we just stormed the Capitol?
You know what,
Jake, why didn't you drive up with them, Jake?
Good question, Hank.
Oh yeah, good question. I was gonna drive down with them, but Billy texted me the night before. He's like, "By the way, there's a ton of dog hair in my back seat."
It would have been like.
I'm like, "Thanks for the heads up." So, fortunately, I got a train booked.
It would have been really mean to make like Jake just be allergic to dog hair for 5 hours.
Yeah,
that sounds like hell for people who are allergic to dogs.
With all the pressing to go to the Capitol, Billy, you are sounding like a Fed. You know that, right? Like it sounds like you're trying to entrap Doogs into something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to go with him. I feel like he's setting me up for failure.
No, I think it would just be great to shoot TikToks on the Capitol Mall, like that area with like the monument and stuff. I really just want to take a picture and pretend that the Washington Monument like lay down in front of it and pretend it's a penis.
He's basically asking me to do like a picture for like the 8th grade field trip when you go to DC with your buddies.
Billy did say yesterday on Macrodosing that driving through DC, it's blown his mind because he's seeing the military-industrial complex up close and personal.
Oh, damn.
And getting all sorts of ideas about it. So I'm interested to hear what the aftermath of this trip is going to be like. Maybe your whole perspective will be changed on stuff, Billy.
Yeah.
One other thing is we're for Jake's broadcast tonight, we're going to try to do like the longest Snake Cup ever at PLL lacrosse event. So hopefully we get like at least 100.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
By the way,
good work, boys.
Memes found the quote. It's, "If you've never experienced lacrosse before, you need to check this out. It will be like lacrosse you've never seen." Which is actually factual, because if you've never seen lacrosse before, it will be like lacrosse you've never seen.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
I think this is how the game is going to be played in the future. Like this is
So it's the future of the future of the sport.
Yeah, it's the best lacrosse product you can put out. It's like awesome.
Okay.
It's just a highlight machine.
Yeah. Sport of the future of the future.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Stick around because we're gonna do the lottery balls in a minute. Hank, do you have Fyre Fest or was it Alabama?
It was Alabama. The other one I was gonna say was that I'm all the way back in on Anthony Richardson. To go full circle with it. Stephen Shea, our resident draft expert, knows how much I love Anthony Richardson. And like 2 weeks ago, I was like, he also knows I love value. He knows my love for value, and he said Anthony Richardson plus 10,000 or whatever 100 to 1 to go number 1, and I said say less. Put it in.
Oh.
So now yesterday the news going. When I put it in, it was 80 to 1. I think when he told me he put it in the night before. So I have it at 80 to 1 to win like $6,000. So yesterday I'm all the way back in. It was one of those things where it's like, yeah, Anthony Richardson. He could have said anything, and I would have been like, I'm in.
Sounds
Anthony Richardson. And now I'm like reading all the articles, trying to just will him to somehow become the number 1 overall pick.
Sounds like maybe for a little piece of that pie, we could start a draftanthonyricardson.com.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. We'll think about it. Cannon arm.
Cannon arm, fast.
All the traits.
Elusive.
PFT, what's your Fyre Fest?
My Fyre Fest is I got talked into doing something last week. It was kind of entrapment that I'm objectively terrified of doing.
You're playing in an alumni rugby game.
You're climbing up to like the 50th,
that's not till next year.
50th story of a building.
It's very similar.
Oh, boy.
But scarier.
I know this.
Yeah,
because I was asked and I said hell no.
So Large. Well, that's not the story I heard. So Large.
Oh no, I said hell no.
No, so Large. You would recognize him. He does Barstool Finance, Twisted History here at Barstool. He's a big guy. He covers NASCAR for us.
Commissioned referee for Rough and Rowdy.
He
Roberts Racing.
He was asked to go up in an F-18 before the NASCAR race at the Poconos later on this year, and he was like, "Well, I'm a big guy." They ran the numbers. He was too big to fit into the cockpit of an F-18. And then he asked Dave if Dave wanted to go up. And Dave was like, absolutely not. They talked to Big Cat. Big Cat's also too big to go up in the F-18.
No, he said I could go up. I said no.
The story I heard was that Big Cat was too big to fit into an F-18.
Large asked me if I wanted to go, so I would assume.
And then so Large was
if
like...
Large isn't going in, asking a guy named Big Cat, probably.
I mean, Large is
why even ask?
a lot bigger than me. Like height-wise and probably weight-wise.
It's okay. Like, you're not that big, but you're too big for an F-18. That's
he
fine.
asked me if I wanted to do it, and I said, hell no.
Yeah, so Large said, well, PFT flies an F-18 in the simulator all the time.
Well, okay, so this is where the story, Large is not telling the full story.
Let's see if PFT would be down to do it.
Well, so Large came up to me and said, do you want to do this? And I said, hell no. And I said, but PFT might. So I put that in his head.
Okay, so... Big Cat was too big to fit into an F-18 Hornet, and then he hit me up last week. I was drunk because I was on vacation. I'd been outside drinking tequila all day, and I get a text from Large saying, hey, PFT, would you want to go up in an F-18 Hornet before this NASCAR race? And my reply was, fuck it, which tells you I was in just like a bad state of mind to make that type of decision, and now I'm trapped into doing this thing where I'm going to go up in an F-18 and they're going to pull some serious G's. Now, I do have experience in the cockpit of an F-18, so I'm familiar with the layout, and I know how to work my way around there. But I'm also deathly afraid of heights, and this seems like it's going to be the worst experience ever while also being the coolest experience ever.
That's right.
But I'm going to get a flight suit. I'm going to get the helmet and everything.
That's why I told Large to ask you.
Yeah.
Because I know you're deathly afraid of heights, but you also love fighter planes.
I do. And maybe they're going to let me take over the sticks for a second when I'm up there. Maybe. Just for
you
like a moment.
You might be too small for that.
All I'm saying is if there's any balloons up there, I'm going to shoot a fucking balloon down. If I see a balloon, I'm going to make sure that we attack that balloon.
What is the movie where the guy goes up in one of those planes and pukes all over himself? I can't. It might be Top Gun.
Oh,
I don't
Jackass.
Think it is. No.
I don't think I'm going to puke.
Jackass?
I don't think I'm going to puke. I think
pass out.
I might pass out just from like the anxiety of going up there, because I've been watching people do it on YouTube because they take people up in F-18 sometimes with the Blue Angels, and when they do it, they actually like pull back hard on the stick. They go upside down. They make high speed turns and shit. And I think my body is just. I think my brain's just going to shut down. I think I'm going to be up there and my body will go into like possum mode where I'll just pass out for a little bit.
Aren't you Tom Cruise's height?
No, I'm way taller than Tom Cruise.
But isn't that why they chose him for
Top Gun
Top
2?
Gun?
No, I think they did that because of Top Gun 1.
No, in Top Gun 1 they chose him because of his height.
I don't
He could fit in all the planes.
I don't know. I can definitely fit into an F-18 though. The cockpit is friendly to 5'9" gentlemen such as myself. So I'm like, I am excited about it because I'm going to get to actually fly in a jet that I've flown on in the simulator, which is very realistic. I'm not delusional enough to think that I could land the jet. Most of my training comes landing the F-18 on an aircraft carrier, which I could do, but this is going to be an airstrip. But I do think that if they gave me the controls, I'd be able to at least like hit the waypoints and shit.
Yeah.
And pull some sick moves. So at the same time, I'm deathly terrified of doing this.
You're going to be fine. By the way, I just looked it up. I hit all the requirements. I'm almost too tall. That's my only issue. You can go up to 255 pounds.
Get Smart is the movie I'm thinking of.
Get Smart.
Okay.
Classic. You got
Underrated.
this though. You got this.
I'm gonna look like George Bush in my flight suit. Mission accomplished.
That actually, looking at the height restrictions, is actually Large is too tall.
Yeah. No,
That's the funniest part.
he would have bumped his head on the
Yeah,
gangway.
that's crazy.
So
You can't be more than 6'4".
I think I'm going to have to get back on the sticks in DCS and do some more Ghost of Manhattan streams too to get fully prepared for this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to know the F-18 cockpit like it's the back of my hand.
Yeah. Okay, my Fyre Fest, Hank, I'm going to need you to leave for my Fyre Fest.
Why?
I'm going to need you to leave for my Fyre Fest.
Why?
You can come back in 2 minutes.
Why?
I'm going to need you to leave for my Fyre Fest. Leave for my Fyre Fest. I'm asking you to leave for my Fyre Fest. Thank you. I appreciate it. Leave.
I mean, I'm gonna hear it. Why?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. That's an extra download we get. Please
Wait,
leave for
you
my
listen to
Fyre
the
Fest.
podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, I automatically download it.
Please leave for my Fyre Fest. Thank you. And
Did you go a little faster?
Bye and see ya. Okay. I miss vacation.
Yeah. Vacation
I
kicked
really
ass.
miss vacation.
It was great.
I was like, damn, I really wish I could go back on vacation. That ruled.
Seeing all of us in the studio with our tans, it is pretty nice.
Yeah, like I am a big vacation guy now, I think.
What's to stop us from doing the podcast just always on vacation?
Vacation. The vacation boys.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's to stop us. Hank's satisfaction.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I had to have him leave the room. I can't have him be like, yes, let's go on more. If he was in the room right now, he already would be planning his vacation on his phone.
He is. He's
I'm
currently
slowing
planning
it
his
down by
vacation.
at least an hour. So, yeah, that's my Fyre Fest.
When's your next vacation?
Probably
Memorial Day?
Yeah, Memorial Day, and
Memorial
then June,
Day.
July. Yeah. All right, so we'll get
3 months away.
Yeah, July. We'll take a week off for July 4th. Bring Tim Woods back. But yeah, I miss my vacation. I miss vacation.
Yeah, vacation
so
kicks
it
ass.
was fucking
What's
sick.
not to like about it?
Hank, you can come back in. Hank. Oh, he's not coming back in.
I'm going to text him.
Hank.
Can't get the lottery ball.
So that was why Alabama said they were going to sue it. Oh shit, he's back in. All right, that was my Fyre Fest. Jake.
So I've been sitting on this one for a while because we were off last week. I think PFT, I think I told you about this
It was
one.
nice being
but
off last week.
rewind.
I love being with these guys, with you guys here. I hated being on vacation.
Yeah, but you know, it's nice to work hard and then.
No, it's nice to work hard. Stop. Full stop.
All right.
Fucking work hard, Hank. Vacation boy, you're a soft bitch. All these vacations you're taking. I didn't even like doing it. I wanted to be working with the boys, with the fellas. Jake, go ahead.
I'm taking one after Final Four.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, we know.
Of course you are. And I'm going to shame you for it because vacation's for suckers and losers. Jake.
So 2 weeks ago, we were in Arizona. We were at Barstool Scottsdale for Super Bowl Sunday, and I had to go to the bathroom at the 2-minute warning and missed the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah,
you
Jake-
missed the end of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Jake was shitting.
I missed the Bradbury holding. I came back out. I saw the field goal.
How?
So, I was just sitting on the
how
court listening
bad-
to Kevin Burkhardt on the speaker. It was emergency.
How bad did you have to go to the bathroom where you couldn't wait for another 2 minutes?
The last 2 minutes of
Emergency.
football for the entire year, and you're like, gotta go.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
What did you have for lunch that day?
Salad.
An acai bowl, but
Yeah.
we were eating all
guy.
night.
This freaking
We
guy.
we were eating all night?
This
Yeah.
freaking guy.
So yeah, unfortunately, that was the end of the road for me. But I got back out for Butker's field goal.
Now, Jake, being in the broadcast booth, what would happen in a situation like that if you were calling the Super Bowl?
It wouldn't, because I wouldn't put myself in a position to eat risky food.
Right, is an acai
that day.
bowl a risky
Yeah,
food?
it's the least
It
risky.
wasn't from that. It
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
from that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I can't believe you missed the last 2 minutes of
the
football
food was
season.
delicious though.
How could you
No,
do
I
that?
saw the end.
It's the
I
last
missed
bite.
the holding call.
You literally had like a ice cream sundae and you just left a little ice cream at the bottom. No thanks. I don't want it. Send
the
it back.
human body doesn't care.
All right. Good show, everyone. Monday, we have our good friend Christian Yelich. So I haven't talked to him in a while. We got him in person in Super Bowl week 2. And it's probably a mistake by us because that means that the ass-eating bet is going to be brought back up all the time.
He looks big.
He looks big.
He looks like
Said
he's
he
been
fixed
working
his
out.
swing.
Yeah.
And also, just a reminder, on Wednesday's show, we're going to do a full swing.
You mean Jackson Mahomes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jackson Mahomes. That, he
He's the
burned you.
Waluigi to the Luigi.
He burned you bad, Billy, with that clip. Where you're like, I was on vacation all week, and all I could think about was Jackson Mahomes and Christian Yelich look alike.
It was just a take I had.
But the part of I was on vacation, and that's all I could think about.
He
Well,
did
'cause I was on
conveniently.
vacation.
He conveniently
And I saw
removed the
Jackson
part
Mahomes.
where I asked if Jackson eats more ass than Christian does.
Yeah.
He edited that part out.
Yeah, that was smart of him. But yeah, and then full swing review on Wednesday, so everyone watch it. It's on Netflix. It's fucking awesome. We'll do
Unreal.
that when we have a couple golfers that will be on with us then. Hank, have you ever gotten this lottery ball machine?
I have not.
Oh, that's
Daniel.
too bad. Doogs, do you want to start us off with what number you want? And you can have 69 if you'd like 69. Yeah, take it. Take 69.
I'll do 69.
All right, nice. Hell yeah, Doogs. All right, everyone else, numbers?
8.
96.
18.
17.
99.
Ooh.
4.
Shout JJ, dude.
Okay.
You gotta ride with my
Hank's
guy.
My
going
son
with the
picked
double
3
number
this
trend.
week.
When like
What?
Watch.
You can't count that high.
can I start bringing in
This
people's
does,
guesses?
his doesn't count. I'm just doing it for my own. I'll tweet it. Fine, I'll start tweeting it. And he'll get it before you, and that'll be funny. What was your number?
99.
Have you ever gotten this?
No.
3 is missing.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, what an idiot. How did he not know that?
I think something else is missing.
What is that?
Oh, 60. I thought it was 69.
Oh, so did I.
Oh my god.
That would have been incredible.
No.
Oh my god. I would literally
Don't-
murder dude.
It would have just been the rest of Dukes and Billy's day would have been Billy just being like, bro, why'd you fucking take my number 69? And Duke's like,
Or
I
1,000.
took
Andy
it
would have
'cause-
won all the money.
Yeah, and he would have won all the money. Be like, well, dude, it's 69. I had to. It's great having you on, Dukes. All right, we'll
Thank you
see.
for having me, guys.
Yeah, we'll see everyone Monday.
Love you guys.
Maryland blue crabs are the state animal of Maryland. That's actually a lie.